Today's artwork is going to be inspired by balloon animals. So I happen to have some balloons here. These are longer and stretchier. I've got my little pump, so let's try to make a balloon animal. Just want to put some air in here. And we have to leave a little bit of a tail. It's growing right towards you. On the end so that it doesn't pop. So hopefully it doesn't pop in my face. That will be not good. Okay, whoops. So there's our little tail at the end. Bloop. Now I have to tie it. So we're going to be doing some shading and highlights because our balloon is super smooth and shiny. So you can already see the white, see that white line? Like we know this balloon is pink, but we can also see some shadows behind it, some darker pink parts, some highlights, which are the lighter pink parts, and then the pinkiest pink parts right now actually happen to be on the top and the bottom, okay? So let me see here. Gotta do a little fold. I'm gonna make our balloon animal's head. And there's his little nose, boop, and his ears. And then we're gonna make his front legs. Oh, please don't pop. Aha, there we go. Oh, turn your head around here, buddy. There we go, there's his front legs. Now we'll make his back legs. Yeah, see how when I squeeze it, it's filling up? That way it doesn't pop. So here we go. Let's see if I can not make the tail so long. All right, there we go. A balloon animal dog. How fun is that? I can also make a snake really easily. And I did make a flower, but today we're just going to focus on our balloon animal dog. And it's inspired by all of the sculptures and the squeakies, and I don't know, they're just so fun and happy, and so we're going to make a drawing inspired by it. And now we can really see again where the highlights are, those white parts on the ears, and actually those little squares, right, or rectangles I should say, those are the lights right above us reflecting down onto the shiny part of this. All right, and then we've got the darker spots underneath. And the little nose, that's the part that we tied. So let's draw a balloon dog. The drawing that I'm going to do today is inspired by Art for Kids Hub. He made an excellent tutorial on how to draw a balloon animal, and I'm going to extend that into how to do the highlights and shading as well. And I even added a little balloon dog toy for our balloon dog. So let's draw together. So, and you can hold your paper either way. I drew this one vertical. I'm going to do it horizontal for our video so you can see my whole paper. But the first thing we want to do is start with a sideways V. And that's going to be the little spot right here that we tied. Okay, and then at the end of that V, draw the letter O, or an oval if you prefer. Okay, and inside that O, let's just make one little line, little C shape. Okay, and then at the end over here, let's do another little C shape like that. Okay, now we're going to make our balloon dog's head. So starting about halfway up on that V shape, we're going to draw up and around. Now every balloon dog that I've made, every actual balloon dog that I've made has looked different. So it's okay if your nose is wider, is longer, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Every time I make him, he looks different. So don't worry if yours doesn't look exactly like mine. And then let's just add a few little lines here to show the little lines where it is tied and stretched a little. You can kind of see them right there. Yeah, see it? Okay. Now we're going to add we're going to go down here to the leg. Okay, so we've got to imagine that there's a neck here, but the leg is sort of in front of the neck and the, actually, on here it's really not. Well, we'll still go with it. So let's just draw the leg down here, and it's just an oval. We're going to be drawing lots of ovals. All right, and now we'll connect. So go back a little bit more on the head and connect, and then go to the very back part of this oval here and connect, and kind of make your connection round. Everything about our balloon dog is round. And then over here on this side, let's draw the other foot. So it comes out and around, sort of like the letter J. All right, now for the ear. So we're going to start just behind where we connected the neck to the head, and we're just going to go up and around and down. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Up, around, and down. Good. Okay. And we're going to do the body. So about halfway down on the neck, we're going to make the biggest oval that we've made so far and connect it to the bottom. And for the back leg, we'll come back here towards the bottom part of the back end of the body. Another oval. And beside this, another J shape. Boop. All right, last part. Wow, this went quickly. Now we're going to do the tail. Oval or upside down rainbow shape. And then we can't forget now, I really stretched mine. He doesn't really have a whole lot of little tail left, but sometimes there's a little bit more of that tail left. So let's do a little skinny oval. Boop. And you can make it as long or as short as you want it to be. Well, my body is really thick. That's okay though. Okay. Now, if you wanted to add anything, so I did the little dog toy bone. Maybe for this one I could do little oval shapes for a little dog dish. And then to make it look like a balloon, I just add that same V shape right there with the circle to make it look like a balloon. It does kind of look like a balloon. Dog bowl. Yay, I hadn't tried that out before, so I'm glad that worked out. Okay, so I'm going to set my marker off to the side because we're done with that part now. Now is where you get to choose what color you wanted to do. So I did pink because my dog was pink, but you can choose any color that you want. So maybe this time I will go with green. And actually, let me use a darker green so that you guys can see it a little bit better. Sometimes it's hard to see. You can use crayon or colored pencil. You can use marker, but marker does not tend to blend as well when we add the shadows. So I'm going to use colored pencil, but it's totally fine to use crayon or, and again, you can use marker. The shadows just might not show up as well. So what we have to do is we have to add the highlights. And remember, that's where we can see the light reflecting off of this shiny surface. Even though it's pink, you have to train your eye to look at those little details that you might not have even noticed before. So again, there's those rectangles for the lights up above. Now, if you had this in your home, the reflections might be a little bit different. If I took this balloon animal outside, the reflections would be different because different lights will reflect off of it in different ways. So we're going to go ahead and over here, I did not have rectangle lights, so these are more rounded. Okay, so you can do rounder ones or you can do more rectangle ones. So all I'm doing is inside my balloon dog, I'm adding those rectangles, and that's just so I remember not to color those areas in. I want to leave those white. So we'll do one on each ear or more, because if you look, there's definitely more on each ear. Okay, and then we're going to do one on the top of its nose. And you can do this anytime you're drawing a balloon, even if you're just drawing the regular oval shaped balloon. Okay, we're going to put one on the side of his neck Another rectangle or oval on his feet. And we could probably do a little bit of both. I guess I'll try it out and see which way I like it better. I'm going to put a little rectangle here, if I like ovals or rectangles better. And then one on the tail. And then our biggest one will be the one, actually, yeah, that is pretty long. Okay, so then on the body, we'll do a long one. Okay, and even maybe add, I'm going to add a little one on my dish. All right, so here you can see these ones are rounded. These are more square. So now what we have to do, oh, I don't think I'll do that green. I can do that a different color, that's fine. Now we're going to just take and color in all the way around. Oops. You can see that line there. But you're going to color all the way around the rectangles or ovals, right? But leave those highlights white. Don't color those in. So I'll probably speed this up. You don't have to watch me color in this whole entire balloon dog. But one thing I do want to mention is that anytime that you are drawing something shiny, you want to look to see where those highlights and shadows fall. So even something like an apple, sometimes apples come and they are very shiny because some of them have a waxy coating on them to protect them and help keep them fresh, and they have a reflection on them. You just might have never noticed it before. And so when you're drawing those items, adding the highlights and adding the shadows can help show the dimension and form. It can help it look more three-dimensional and help make it look more realistic. Okay. All right, so once you have your dog colored in, now is where we want to add the shading. And the shading is just the darker part in the balloon. Because of the lighting and the way it's being held, well, actually the darker part is still on the bottom. But normally if there's a light source, so if the light source is coming from above, then underneath has a shadow of it because the light isn't able to reach underneath something. So I'm going to find a darker green here. I hope I have a darker green. Let's see. And if not, you can even use black. Oh, this one is, oh, is this one working? Let's see if this works. And basically at the bottom, oh, that's perfect green. So you want to find a darker, and if you don't have a darker color, you can just take your colored pencil or crayon and you just push a little bit harder. See, I'm using the same colored pencil that I used to color this whole thing. Just push a, is this the same colored pencil? I think so. Just push a little bit harder. Oh, nope, it wasn't. This will definitely make it darker. So we're doing a little bit around the bottom of the belly, a little bit around, there we go, see how it's darker? This is the same colored pencil that I used, and I'm just pushing a little bit harder up the edges. Again, using the shading and the highlights helps make this balloon dog look more three-dimensional. Okay, so I did the feet, near the bottoms of the feet, a little spot on the tail, kind of down. Again, if the light was up here, if the light's shining from up here, it's going to make these shadows. And just because of the way the balloon is, actually it does look darker because of what's behind it. So you can see right through it. That's what makes it tricky, because you can see right through it. A little on the ears, and then even a little bit under his chinny chin. There. And then once you've shaded, then what you can do is go back over and kind of blend it all together, but leave your highlights alone, don't color in those. Okay. So now I'm not pushing as lightly as I was before, but I'm also not pushing as hard as I did when I did the shadows. And some people use black. They'll use black for the shadows. I like to use the same color family for shadows. Just kind of blending it all in together. Okay, there we go. Look at that. I love it. I think I'm going to make my dish over here red. And maybe I'll put a little kibble in it for him. Here you go. Ooh. Maybe I'll make, hey, it's a balloon animal, so we can make his kibble whatever color we want. So I'm going to give him some aqua kibble. In here. There we go. Yay! All right, I cannot wait to see your balloon dogs. Remember that we're always just practicing, and so if it doesn't go the right way the first time, that's okay. You can try to find a way to fix it. You could always start over, or you can say, well, I tried my best and now I'm ready to move on. Either way, any of those options are totally fine. I'm glad that you checked out the drawing. There's the little bone if you wanted to check that out again. Okay. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.